Hello, and welcome to Jamaica News Now, your trusted source for factual, balanced, and up-to-date news from across the island. Today, we're taking you on a unique journey through all 14 parishes of Jamaica, highlighting one of the most significant recent events from each community. From major criminal investigations and court rulings to infrastructure projects, tourism developments, public health concerns, and community initiatives. These are the stories that have shaped the national conversation. Whether you are watching from Kingston, Montego Bay, Savannah Lamar, Port Antonio, Mandeville, or you are part of the Jamaican diaspora overseas, this special report offers a comprehensive snapshot of what's happening across the country. As we travel parish by parish, you'll hear the stories making headlines, the issues affecting local communities, and the developments that could shape Jamaica's future. This is Jamaica News Now. Westmoreland. NCDA calls for united action as youth drug use increases. The National Council on Drug Abuse (NCDA) is urging communities across Westmoreland to work together to tackle what officials described as a worrying increase in substance misuse among young people. During the opening of the agency's new parish office in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland, Parish Coordinator Orain Ruddock revealed that 48 minors had already been referred to the NCDA during the first 5 months of 2026. That figure has already exceeded the total number of referrals recorded in each of the previous 3 full years, signaling a troubled trend that health officials say demands urgent attention. According to the NCDA, marijuana remains the most commonly reported substance among referred minors, although cases involving alcohol, tobacco, and vaping products have also been recorded. Mr. Ruddock noted that the increase in referrals is partly due to more schools embracing rehabilitation rather than expulsion when students are found using drugs. Instead of punitive measures, educational institutions are increasingly referring students for counseling and intervention programs designed to address the root causes of substance misuse. The agency believes this approach provides young people with a better opportunity to recover while remaining engaged in their education. The opening of the NCDA's permanent Westmoreland office is expected to improve access to prevention programs, counseling, treatment referrals, and community outreach services through the parish. Officials say reducing youth drug abuse will require the combined efforts of parents, schools, churches, law enforcement, healthcare providers, and community organizations. The council hopes the new facility will become a central hub for education and early intervention as it works to reverse the growing trend and protect the parish's young people. Hanover. Tourism investment continues to drive economic growth. Hanover remains one of Jamaica's fastest growing tourism destinations, with continued investment in hotel developments and visitor attractions, strengthening the parish's economy. Industry stakeholders say increased visitor arrivals have contributed to strong occupancy levels across the resort town of Negril and neighboring communities, supporting employment in hotels, restaurants, transportation, and small businesses. Government officials have also highlighted ongoing infrastructure improvements designed to enhance the visitor experience, while supporting local communities. Better road networks, expanded utilities, and continued investment in tourism facilities are expected to improve accessibility and encourage additional private sector investment throughout the parish. Tourism remains Hanover's primary economic driver, and officials believe sustained investment will continue generating employment opportunities while increasing foreign exchange earnings for Jamaica. Business leaders are optimistic that continued growth will also create greater opportunities for local entrepreneurs, farmers, and service providers who depend on the tourism industry. St. James. Security operations continue to reduce serious crime. St. James continues to receive national attention as security forces maintain targeted operations aimed at reducing violent crime across Montego Bay and surrounding communities. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says intelligence-led policing, increased patrols, and specialized operations have contributed to reductions in several categories of major crime while disrupting organized criminal networks. Police commanders say they remain committed to strengthening partnerships with residents through community policing initiatives, encouraging citizens to provide information that can assist ongoing investigations. Authorities have repeatedly stressed that public cooperation remains one of the most effective tools in preventing crime and improving community safety. While acknowledging the progress that has been made, security officials caution that sustained enforcement and continued investment in crime prevention programs will be necessary to maintain these gains. The government has also reaffirmed its commitment to supporting law enforcement through improved technology, additional resources, and expanded social intervention programs aimed at reducing criminal activity among at-risk youth. Trelawny. Businesses rebuild after devastating Falmouth fire. Business owners in Falmouth continue assessing the damage after a devastating fire destroyed several commercial buildings along Duke Street. The blaze reportedly began in a studio before rapidly spreading to neighboring structures, prompting an extensive response from firefighters who worked for several hours to prevent the flames from reaching additional properties. Fire investigators have since launched an investigation to determine the cause of the blaze while evaluating the extent of the structural damage. Community leaders have expressed support for the affected business owners, many of whom now face the difficult task of rebuilding their operations. The incident has also renewed discussions about fire prevention measures, emergency preparedness, and the importance of ensuring that commercial districts have adequate fire safety systems to minimize the impact of similar disasters in the future. St. Elizabeth. Police continue investigation into Highway 2000 crash and suspected a break-in link. Police in St. Elizabeth continue to investigate a major case that gained national attention after detectives uncovered possible links between a fire crash on the Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000 and a reported break-in at a business establishment in Red Bank community near Junction. Investigators believe the sequence of events may be connected and have been working to establish exactly what occurred before the crash. The investigation has involved detectives from both the St. Elizabeth and Manchester police divisions as they piece together forensic evidence and witness statements. According to investigators, the crash followed reports of suspicious activity at the business premises, prompting police to examine whether those involved in the collision had earlier participated in the break-in. Officers processed both scenes, recovered evidence, and interviewed residents in an effort to determine the movements of the individuals involved. While police have disclosed few operational details, they have confirmed that the investigation remains active and that several lines of inquiry are being pursued. The case has generated widespread discussion across St. Elizabeth, with residents calling for continued police action against organized criminal activity targeting businesses in rural communities. Security experts say the incident highlights the increasingly sophisticated nature of property crimes and the importance of surveillance technology, rapid emergency response, and cooperation between neighboring police divisions. Authorities are urging anyone with information to contact investigators as the probe continues. Manchester. Manchester at the center of a major multi-parish police investigation. Manchester became the focus of national attention following the dramatic Highway 2000 crash that triggered a complex criminal investigation spanning two parishes. The incident occurred on the Williamsfield section of the highway where emergency responders were called after a vehicle burst into flames. The unusual circumstances surrounding the crash quickly prompted detectives to examine whether it was connected to criminal activity elsewhere in the island. As investigators examined evidence from the scene, attention turned to reports of a break-in at a commercial establishment in neighboring St. Elizabeth. Detectives from multiple investigative units worked together to reconstruct the timeline leading up to the crash. Using forensic evidence, surveillance footage, and witness interviews, officials have remained cautious about releasing details publicly, stressing that preserving the integrity of the investigation remains a priority. The investigation serves as another reminder of the close coordination required between Jamaica's law enforcement agencies when crimes cross parish boundaries. Police intelligence sharing and specialized investigative resources have become increasingly important in responding to organized criminal activity. Residents continue to await further updates as detectives work toward identifying everyone involved and determine whether additional charges will follow. Clarendon. Agricultural recovery efforts continue following severe weather. Farmers across Clarendon continue rebuilding their operations following severe weather that damaged crops, livestock, and irrigation systems in several farming communities. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining has expanded technical support and recovery programs to assist affected farmers, recognizing the parish's critical role in Jamaica's food production and agricultural economy. Agricultural officers have been working directly with farmers to assess losses, distribute planting material, and provide guidance on restoring productivity. Officials say recovery efforts are also focusing on strengthening climate resilience by encouraging improved drainage systems, water conservation practices, and adoption of farming techniques better suited to changing weather patterns. Financial assistance and extension services have also been made available to eligible producers. Clarendon remains one of Jamaica's most important agricultural parishes, producing vegetable grains, livestock, and other essential commodities. Government officials believe that helping farmers recover quickly is vital not only for local livelihoods but also for national food security. Industry representatives say continued investment in modern farming methods and climate adaptation will help protect the sector from future weather-related disruptions. St. Catherine, multi-million-dollar Portmore ATM heist remains under investigation. Police continue to investigate one of Jamaica's most sophisticated financial crimes after thieves stole what is believed to be millions of dollars from the automated banking machine servicing area at Scotiabank's Brayton Parkway branch in Portmore. Investigators say the suspects reportedly gained access to the ATM service room, used security codes to open several cash safes, and escaped with a substantial amount of Jamaican and United States currency. Surveillance footage is reportedly being examined as detectives work to identify those responsible. The robbery has raised serious concerns within Jamaica's banking sector because of the apparent level of planning involved. Scotiabank condemned the attack, describing it as an assault on both its operations and customer confidence. The bank has since been working to restore ATM services while cooperating fully with law enforcement authorities. Investigators believe the incident forms part of a broader pattern of attacks targeting financial institutions and cash handling operations across the country. Security analysts say the case is likely to prompt financial institutions to further strengthen physical security, surveillance systems, and access controls at ATM facilities nationwide. Police have appealed to anyone with information about the robbery.
This is what we came and saw. As I said, all of the machine them, when the machine them open, there are a few notes inside.
Kingston. Political tensions erupt during heated parliamentary debate. Kingston was once again at the center of national political attention after a tense sitting of Jamaica's House of Representatives led to heated exchanges between government and opposition members. The debate, which focused on major national legislation and governance issues, was repeatedly interrupted by sharp verbal exchanges that required intervention from the Speaker to restore order. The proceedings quickly became one of Jamaica's most talked about political developments, drawing widespread attention across traditional and social media. The incident reignited public discussion about the standard of debate within Jamaica's parliament and the importance of maintaining respect while addressing issues of national importance. Political analysts noted that robust debate is an essential feature of democracy, but many also argue that prolonged confrontations can distract from the substantive policy matters being considered. Members on both sides of the aisle defended their positions, insisting that they were advocating in the best interests of the Jamaican people. Despite the tensions, Parliament continued its legislative agenda, with lawmakers proceeding to debate several significant national issues. Observers say that the episode serves as a reminder of the passionate nature of Jamaican politics, while underscoring the need for a constructive dialogue as the country addresses economic development, public safety, and government reforms. Citizens will now be watching closely to see how future parliamentary sittings unfold and whether the focus returns policy solutions rather than political confrontation. In Andrew, public accountability rally draws hundreds in Crossroads. Hundreds of Jamaicans gathered in Crossroads St. Andrew during a public demonstration organized by Advocate Networks for Jamaicans, calling for greater transparency, accountability, and improved governance. Participants voiced concerns over several national issues, including the government's handling of the Third Country Nationals program, hurricane recovery funding, integrity in public office, and constitutional reform. Police maintained a visible presence throughout the peaceful event, assisting with traffic management while organizers encouraged civic participation. The rally attracted members of civil society, religious leaders, attorneys, retirees, and opposition representatives, all of whom stressed the importance of public accountability regardless of political affiliation. Organizers insisted the demonstration was intended to encourage national dialogue rather than partisan confrontation. Speakers argued that citizens deserve timely access to information on matters affecting public policy and national development, while also calling for greater transparency in the management of public resources. Political observers say the turnout reflects growing public interest in governance and civil engagement, while government officials have defended their handling of the issues raised. Demonstrators say they will continue advocating for increased openness and accountability. The event has added another chapter to the national conversation about public trust, democratic participation, and the role citizens play in shaping Jamaica's future. St. Thomas. Southern Coastal Highway project continues to transform eastern Jamaica. Construction on sections of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project continues to reshape transportation across St. Thomas, with residents anticipating significant economic and social benefits once the remaining works are completed. The project, one of Jamaica's largest infrastructure investment, is designed to improve travel between Kingston, St. Thomas, and Portland, while enhancing road safety and supporting long-term economic growth. The upgraded highway has already reduced travel times on completed sections and improved connectivity for commuters, businesses, and emergency services. Government officials say the highway forms part of a broader national strategy to modernize Jamaica's road network and stimulate investment in communities that have historically experienced limited infrastructure development. Improved transportation is expected to boost tourism, agriculture, and commercial activity by making it easier for goods and people to move throughout eastern Jamaica. Residents have also welcomed improvements to drainage, bridges, and pedestrian facilities included within the project. Although some construction activities continue and occasional traffic disruptions remain unavoidable, many residents believe the long-term benefits will outweigh the temporary inconveniences. Business owners are optimistic that the improved highway will attract new investment, encourage job creation, and strengthen economic opportunities across St. Thomas. Officials have reaffirmed their commitment to completing the remaining phases while maintaining safety standards throughout the construction period. Portland. Retired U.S. soldier sentenced to 22 years for murder of Portland Mason. One of the most closely watched court cases in Portland reached its conclusion when a retired United States soldier was sentenced to 22 years in prison for the 2022 murder of Portland Mason Craig Sr. 48-year-old Emil Tracy pleaded guilty before the Portland Circuit Court to the fatal shooting, which occurred in Harthill District. Prosecutors told the court that Senior was called from his home before being shot, and investigators later established that the accused had been involved in an intimate relationship with the victim's wife. The case remained under active investigation for several years before Tracy was arrested and formally charged. In addition to the murder conviction, he was also sentenced for illegal possession of a firearm. The court ordered that the prison terms run concurrently, bringing an end to a case that attracted widespread public attention in Portland and across Jamaica. Family members of the victim welcomed the conclusion of the criminal proceedings, describing the sentence as an important step toward justice. The case has renewed public discussion about violent crime, illegal firearms, and the devastating impact that domestic disputes can have on families and communities. Legal experts say it also highlights the importance of thorough police investigations and forensic evidence in securing convictions in serious criminal matters. Residents hope the conclusion of the case provides a measure of closure while reinforcing confidence in Jamaica's judicial system. St. Mary, government reject claims of third country nationals being housed in the parish. St. Mary became the focus of national debate after claims circulated on social media suggesting that third country nationals would be housed in the parish. The Ministry of National Security and Peace responded by firmly rejecting the reports, stating that no third country nationals were in Jamaica and that no approval had been granted for accommodation facilities in St. Mary or anywhere else on the island. Officials described the circulating claims as false and misleading. The ministry urged members of the public to rely on verified information from official government channels rather than rumors shared online. Officials warned that misinformation could unnecessarily alarm residents and undermine public's confidence. The clarification came after widespread public concern prompted questions from community members, local leaders, and the media regarding government's position on the matter. While the clarification eased uncertainty for many residents, the incident highlighted the speed with which misinformation can spread through social media. Government representatives have reiterated their commitment to transparency and timely public communication, encouraging Jamaicans to verify information before sharing it. St. Anne. Tourism investment continues to strengthen Jamaica's garden parish. St. Anne has continued to reinforce its reputation as one of Jamaica's premier tourism destinations, with ongoing investments in hotels, attractions, and supporting infrastructure, driving economic growth throughout the parish. Popular destinations such as Ocho Rios, Runaway Bay, and Discovery Bay continue to attract large numbers of international visitors, supporting thousands of jobs in hospitality, transportation, retail, and entertainment. Government officials say continued investment is helping to position St. Anne as a leading contributor to Jamaica's tourism industry. Several development projects are also expected to generate additional employment opportunities while improving services for residents and visitors alike. Local business operators have welcomed increased visitor arrivals, noting that growth in tourism benefits restaurants, craft vendors, taxi operators, and small enterprises that depend on the sector. Authorities continue to encourage sustainable tourism practices that balance economic development with environmental protection and community involvement. As Jamaica seeks to expand its tourism offerings, St. Anne is expected to remain central to that strategy. Industry leaders believe that continued investment, improved infrastructure, and enhanced visitor experiences will help the parish remain competitive in the regional tourism market. Officials are optimistic that tourism growth will continue creating long-term economic opportunities while strengthening Jamaica's reputation as one of the Caribbean's leading travel destinations. Thank you for watching Jamaica News Now. If you found this island-wide roundup informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss our latest reports. Let us know in the comments which parish you are watching from and which story mattered most to you. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe. Subscribe today, turn on notifications, and never miss the stories that matter most. Jamaica News Now. Your Highlands, your news, right now.